And I'm going to describe it in a really weird way. Can I have permission to be super imperfectly me? Can I do that? Yes. Is that okay if I do that? Yes. I grew up in a very obese household. My mom and dad were very obese, and my mother wanted to show us love and affection through food, but specifically sugar. And so my mother invented like a fairy tale creature, much like you have like a tooth fairy. It was like almost a holiday. She created something called the sugar bug. And the sugar bug at night would leave you candy in the kitchen. And when the kids woke up every morning, they would run to the kitchen to see if the sugar bug came. I'm not joking. This was then. This is not 2022. And I'm in 5th grade and I'm becoming self-aware. I'm chubby. And back then, there was only like 2 fat kids in the class, and they would be made fun of relentlessly. And this started happening to me. And I remember just thinking to myself, I don't like feeling this way. I don't like being this way. I don't like being judged this way. And I looked at my mom and my dad. My dad was a German immigrant, hardworking father. My mother lived in her bed like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory's parents. Like, she just lived and operated. To this day, she operates 90% of her life from her bed. And I just remember thinking, man, I've got 8 other brothers and sisters, and I'm watching our entire collective family gain weight. Day after day, week after week, month after month. And I remember when I became a teenager, I got so sick of it, I said, this will not be my life. I'm not going to do this. I don't want to be classified this way. And I got into lifting and working out and trying to figure out how to control this body because I had all sorts of training that was super counterproductive to my goal. And I guess the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I've had the opportunity over the years to figure out how to master this thing. And it's this temple that's going to be with me a long time, and I really want it to be preserved and taken well care of. And to this day, and this is the very imperfect part of me, to this day, every time I see someone hugely morbidly obese, I just want to run up to them and shake them and say, why? Why are you trying to kill yourself? Why are you committing suicide the slowest way possible? What is your emotional pain? What happened? What's your trauma? Because weight is always tied to emotional incompetence from trauma, from unlearned lessons. 100% of the time. No one wants to be overweight. Which is why my life went into break for a whole number of things that we're not talking about here, some of my favorite skill sets. So all that to simply say that I don't just have that reaction to people that are overweight. I have that reaction to people that haven't authentically stepped into who they are. And you can see it and you can hear it because what Sean is teaching with this word influence is, in my opinion, actually an integration of your body language, your emotional expression, your energetic expression, and your vocal expression. All of them occurring simultaneously. Does this make sense? Yes. Even down to the clothes that you wear, whether you feel authentically that they represent you or not. So when I hear people speak and they're like, hey, my story's this, and I'm saying words, and words are coming out of my mouth, and look, we're communicating. And I just want to go up to them, shake them, and be like, wake up! Let them out! Like, you own your voice, express. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes. So, I bring a lot of energy, but this is my beautiful part of me that I just love who I am that fully expresses. And what Sean has been doing here is asking every one of us in this room to look in the mirror and just ask, where is your voice verklempt? Where is your expression minimized? Where is your energy doused? Where are you hiding? You can't authentically influence people powerfully, and they will not respect you and they will not follow you. This is all subconscious. They're not going to follow you until you're a person worthy of leading, and you can't be worthy of leading until you authentically express yourself. So I guess my advice is just twofold. Number one, please implement everything that you're learning from Sean. Number two, don't be afraid to practice expressing more fully Because all the rah-rah and all the energy and everything, I think, is nothing more than Sean's tactics to try to get you to how to figure out how to feel comfortable using all 77 muscles in the face instead of, well, I've trained my entire life to use as few of them as possible so that people won't notice me. Animate yourself, right? Like, use the muscles. Modulate your voice. Put some emphasis. You know, there's a staccato in there. There's an exclamation point or a question mark. Express. And I just love that Sean's doing that because sometimes I just want to shake someone and say, you have such a powerful message, but no one can hear you. Because you're hiding in your verklempt voice. You're hiding in the clothes that you're wearing. You're hiding in your overweight body. Go get to the gym. Go put the right food in your mouth. How is someone going to respect you when you lack so much discipline in your body? No one wants to say it. And they'll accuse fat shaming and all sorts of things. But for heaven's sakes, this is about how you express as a leader. And you can't have followers if you're not conscious enough to wake up. Learn, practice, express that voice, and so it's no longer strangled and it can fully be felt and fill the room and be projected everywhere. Take a look at your wardrobe and just ask, is this an authentic expression of who I am? Am I most comfortable this way? Am I allowing myself to use my body's language? Like, am I moving? Am I owning that this is my chance on earth and I won the lottery, but now I'm not really utilizing it? Well, I've diatribed enough. All that to simply say, whatever you think you're doing to project some charisma, just add 1,000%. You'll know when you go too far. Did you hear what Sean said when he was in college when he says, I was not a charismatic person, I was quiet, what word did he use? He said he's a little bit shy and introverted. I just want to tell you, shyness is not genetic, it's a choice. Most of us learned it in grade school. Last thought. 19 years old, in Germany, failing at my life's goal to be a Christian missionary for my church. Struggling to grasp the language, feeling like an utter failure. And I'm sitting on the church steps, the sun is setting, and it had already been a few months, and I felt like I was wasting my opportunity. And I was self-reflecting, and I had this conversation. I said, Kris, every time you try to talk to someone, you're nervous to shake their hand, you're scared. Is this what it's going to be like for 2 years? Is this going to get better with practice? And I had a real honest conversation with myself, and I made a decision that terrified me. And I said, what I really would like to be is charismatic. And I was like, no, that's something you're born with. You can't just develop charisma, except I dared believe that I could. And I started studying the nuances of influence, of how does a charismatic person authentically express? Because it looks different. Some people are quieter, some people are loud, but there's quiet charisma, there's exuberant charisma, there is a charismatic version of you. And my invitation is for you to find it. And in the practice of it, I hear Sean basically saying, turn it up louder, turn it up louder, turn it up louder. Just turn it up tenfold. 1,000% should do it. You'll know if you go too far. But you won't figure out what full potential expression is unless you what? Try, just mess around. Mess around, express. Do me a favor, make some noise that would feel great to your soul right now. Just try it right now, make some noise. Yes. And when you can authentically be joyful, when you can authentically be excited, when you can authentically be sad, when you can authentically be angry, when you authentically can express and release your voice, and when you represent yourself in body and clothing and energy and emotion, that's when your group influence dynamic will erupt like the hockey stick Sean is talking about. So it's more than the words, it's more than a script, and it's more than a formula, because a part of the formula is how you show up. All right, that was my share. Yeah.